I know we briefly mentioned this. This is a question from at Keo Cole.
Oh, my
Unfortunately,
question, Pog.
yeah. It says it's a little disappointing seeing close to zero marketing for a game with so much potential. Are you guys doing anything to advertise the game at all? Because it seems like a part of the reason for the stagnated growth is the lack of exposure. And Micah replies, I understand your point, but I can't really talk about our marketing plan right now. So, if they can't talk about it, and for right now, it is, like you said, a stagnated point for
hmm
marketing. What other ways do you think potentially we as a community could get more exposure for the game that we all play?
Before I answer that, I just want to say that I'm not saying the game's dying. I think
Okay.
it's kind of at where League and World of Warcraft was at one point,
Okay.
where the game wasn't really growing,
Right.
but it wasn't really dying. Like it still had its player base,
Yes.
but it didn't really go anywhere. It's just there.
Right, right, right.
Chilling. I mean, I know League kind of fixed it, and now it's kind of growing back up again, but
Right. Well, I will say, like, I feel part of League's growth is also part of like Fortnite kind of like shooting themselves in the foot. Like from the few Fortnite players that I know, they said some of the implementations from whatever season they didn't like it, and so like they didn't play it. But then apparently
really.
like they're doing something better, and then they're going back. So,
Because I know, like, a lot of people that I know that play Fortnite just said the game got boring. And I mean, it's a very
mm,
repetitive game, like more so than League.
right,
Because, it's like on the same map, it's the same stuff, you're just
right.
dropping at a different point. And
Mm-hmm.
then you randomly get shot because the other guy's aimbotting, but you're actually just fast, so you get mad and then you quit. Yeah, anyways.
Okay, so so it's not necessarily growing, but it's not necessarily declining.
Yes.
It's just staying the same. Now, is that a
Yes.
good thing? Is that a bad thing? Like, what's up?
I don't think that's a good thing.
Okay, why
And
is that?
I think that's a bad thing. Because, like, obviously, we're gonna have more content if there's more players to like fund the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying everyone's gonna be a mega whale because they're not. But
Right.
if everyone like spends a little bit of money, just like if
Twenty
they spend
dollars a
like
month.
yeah, no, no, no. If like they buy the package once, that's probably enough to like support the game. And like it keeps growing and growing, and then because money, and then they do new stuff and all that. But it also grows the community,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess in a sense that also helps streamers
Yes.
because
Yes.
like I'm gonna say, like when GFL first came out and like when it was, I mean it's still good, but when it was popular, like
Yes.
GFL streams had like a lot more views,
Mm-hmm.
and I think a part of the reason why a lot of people left was because of the lack of content, lack of advertisement or marketing, I guess.
Right.
So I think it's like partly content and partly marketing.
So one thing that I want to add to that is you brought in streamers to this, okay? And I feel that video games nowadays kind of rely on streamers or at least communities, whether they be like YouTube communities, whatever, content creating communities. Because
hmm
imagine a world where we don't have these streamers for, let's say, Fortnite, let's say League of
hmm
Legends, whatever game
Yeah.
that you play or
Wait,
anybody
before
plays.
before anything else, I really wish there was no Fortnite streamers. Holy,
Wait, why is that?
I just don't like Fortnite.
Okay, all right. Well, it's not the streamer themselves, it's just the game. We'll get
Yeah.
over that one. Okay. So I feel I agree with you. So I think that if you can make a game that is either A streamable
hmm
or B watchable. It's
hmm
kind of the same thing, but it's a little different. I feel that that game has a higher potential to either take off and pop off or a higher
Yeah.
potential to survive.
No, that is true. Yeah.
How could GFL change things to be more inclusive, whether it be watchable or streamable or both? Because, for instance, just real quick, League of Legends.
Yes.
I can watch it because, hey, this dude's a pro player or an ex pro player, and he's
hmm
extremely good at the game. or
Yeah.
it's streamable because hey, I can play with 4 other people, or
Mhm.
I can do in-house and do 9
Mhm.
people from the stream, and then we all just rotate in and out,
Yeah.
things like that. How could they do that with GFL? There's some other phone games, Clash of Clans or Clash Royale or something, where guilds, stuff like that. You may be PvP. Like, is there anything that you would like to see?
Honestly, I mean, like, I have a lot of like ideas about it, but I think the simplest answer is just challenging content, because there's like a lot of people, or I guess not anymore because Turbulence done. But when Turbulence came out, there was like a lot of Koreans and Chinese players
Yep.
just streaming Turbulence, and those streams would go on for a long ass time because the event was so hard and challenging, right? So maybe
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Right.
But if you want me to like think about it a bit more, maybe like PvP or like player interaction stuff like that.
Okay.
Because right now, every GFL stream is an IRL stream that has GFL playing in the background.
Amen.
So
Amen. It's
besides Gorlath, Gorlath is I don't know how he does it. He's a god.
he's legit a
He's
god.
transcended. He's transcended past humanity.
He's enlightened, bro.
He's a four-dimensional being at this point. Anyways, but yeah, Gorlath being the anomaly, no one else can really
Do it.
do that. So
Right.
yeah, like it's pretty much an IRL stream with a game in the back.
Right. It's
Yeah,
we
so
don't
like
have
maybe
IRL, so
so
it's
like
just
I don't know. It
chatting.
doesn't have to be like PvP. It could be
Mm-hmm.
co-op too. Like co-op PvP.
Yeah.
Just some form of player interaction besides just like jacking off in someone else's dorm.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be extremely nice. And I honestly didn't even think about the difficult content.
Hmm.
I know exactly what you meant. I used to be up at the degen hours, and I kind of fixed my sleep schedule, but last night I just destroyed it, so I'll be up again.
Yeah, don't know about that one, Chief.
I was watching those streams, man. The Koreans, the Chinese, man, they would
Hmm.
just go in there, dude. I'd see some people, 175 folks, just watching, just typing away, whatever they'd be saying. Hey, how you doing this? Blah 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 blah. And it was just amazing to me. Like, dude, if this one event can bring in that many people, imagine if they had an event to do that on a daily basis. And it doesn't have
Hmm.
to be something like mindlessly zero
Yeah.
two, like there
Hmm.
what if they did a weekly thing, right? Like, on every X amount of days, so like every other day, you get this like one random boss that has all the abilities, and then it's super hard, and then good luck clearing it. But then you get a better reward out of it for clearing it. Like, just like stuff like that. That is actually such a good idea. Like
Yeah, dude,
challenging content.
we get 10 cores instead of 5 poggers.
I mean, I'm chilling in core heaven, so I
Yeah,
don't
dude,
need
same.
those.
I have like 4-digit cores after last night.
Half. Yeah, we don't talk about that. You're different. You're special.
That hurts me.
Hey,
Just like thinking about it hurts.
hey, man, I'm sure Micah appreciates your donation, man.
I don't appreciate them, so. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Please sponsor me and give me all my money back. Thank you.
Holy. Man.
Anyways, moving on.
Okay, so next question. Let me take a look. I did say I wanted to cut down on the questions.
Hmm.
Okay. This is gonna be like a long wind. It's like I don't know what you call it. It's like a thread. There we go. It's like a thread of questions. So somebody on Twitter, Almies, I don't know, AULMEIES, tweeted terribly, but I'm just gonna paraphrase. Are we going to be getting login uh login events, whether they be point events, boss bullies, bingos, whatever? Are we going to get any type of events like that in 2019? And Micah says they were asking that because of Arctic Warfare. And they say Arctic Warfare is not going to be released in March. Looking at our current schedule for 2019, we can't even find enough empty slots for these side events. So then somebody else goes on to say, at Baker Company 2 says, in which month are we going to get Arctic Warfare? February, March, or April? Micah says February. Now, this is a thread. Now, on Reddit, A dude named Caffeine Android asks, "Are you the same person answering the questions from Discord, Twitter, and Facebook?" Yes, I am the same guy. All right, so a different dude. I'm almost done here. Follow me, follow me. A different dude on Reddit asks, TX Gray Jedi says, "Is AW still planned for late February? If so, will we have one last general raid up before the event to fill in some missing T-Dolls?" You know, whoever they may be.
Mm-hmm.
Micah, same guy. Now, earlier he said we're going to get it in February, maybe a little earlier than that. Same dude says Arctic Warfare will probably come before that. There will be a general raid up before it. TX Great Jedi says early February or late January. The same guy replies, same Micah guy says, should be in January. So, if we don't get AW in January, will you be disappointed, or no, disregarding what he says, do you expect it to be February-ish?
Late January, early February.
Really?
That's
Okay.
my guess.
Okay.
I'm not like really too hung up on the exact date, as long as it's it's not like March or something, because that'd be annoying.
I mean, so the big thing to me is their answer a little earlier. They said, looking at our current schedule for 2019, we can't even find enough empty slots for these events, for these side events.
Mm-hmm.
So that means either A, you've got really big events. I'm just going to name some. I don't know the exact order, like Singularity, Deep Dive, Continuum Turbulence. Maybe we get all of those in 2019.
Oh, I hope not.
Wait, why not? Is that a bad thing?
I don't know. It's a lot.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, like
Difficult
look
content, my
at
boy.
look at Rabbit Hunt and then just look at Turbulence. You might as well just. I don't know, dude. There's a lot to do, and then we have to get ferries too, like all that. It's gonna be.
Okay.
I think ideally we get Singularity by the end of the year,
So is that
and then Turbulence like the year after, like 2020.
so does it go AW and then Singularity?
There's also Q Plus and
Ah,
am I missing one? I don't know. I think I'm missing one, but I don't remember what it is.
okay.
There's Q Plus. No, I think I got everything. Q Plus, Deep Dive, Singularity, and then it's Turbulence.
Well, I'll say this, man.
Not in that order, but like
Right. I will say this is that if they do like stick to this schedule somehow and they can't find any room to do any of these little events that a lot of people were kind of resident sleeper on, like they didn't like it, they thought it was boring, they thought it was useless, and it is filler content. If they really can't put in this filler content, it makes me assume either A, we're going to get something different from what CN and KR got, or B, we're going to get a lot of stuff in 2019.
I think they're just speeding up content. That's what they said, anyways.
I
think they acknowledge their mistake and they're like, all right, it's time to speed things up, boys.
Amen. And that's why I said I'm down to take this little time. Let me level up my units at my own pace. And then we'll go from there. You can destroy us later. But I'm excited for it, man. That's
Hog.
I'm excited. So are you going to be streaming any of this if it does, let's say if it does speed up or if it does get to be more difficult content, right? Are you going to be streaming this potentially more often, or would you just do what some people do and just, make a little YouTube video or series for the event? What would you, as a content creator, what would you choose to do?
I'd probably just stream it. I'm not like huge on YouTube or anything because my production quality isn't the highest and I don't plan on making it to be.
Okay.
That's kind of like my thing now, so.
Hashtag scuff.
Being a little bit scuffed.
Hey,
That's kind of my thing now, being a little bit scuffed.
Hey, man, I'm sign me up, brother.
I mean, you're like super scuffed. It's not even a comparison. You're just like all the way down there.
Hey, I'm better than you at something.
In the dirt.
I'm better than you at something, and that's all that matters. All right.
Wait. What is that one thing?
Being scuffed.
Okay, you're right. Well played. Well played. Well played. You got me there. Fuck.
Holy. Okay. So after that, that's gonna be very nice. I like that.
Any plans to do content creator spotlight like other game communities? Thoughts?
Hmm. Content
And the answer
creators.
was yes, we do. By the way.
Content creator spotlight. So I'll be real with you. I feel like they would have to hold the contest and then like give people actual content to make content on. Right now, it's pretty difficult to make content for EN, just because there's not a whole lot going on. Yeah, we do have the closing of Rabbit Hunt,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to make a few YouTubers out of it, and hey, I'm happy with it. I would like to be able to make more YouTubers, hence why hey, I got with you, we're collabing, and we're doing this podcast. Hey, maybe maybe Micah like hears us out and they're like, yo, if you can like shape up a few things, Shikikan Frontline, hey, we'll sponsor y'all, man. So
Shape up
maybe
Tuck's room so it's not as scuffed.
I can make that happen, Micah. I got y'all. But you can't really give a spotlight for something that isn't there. Like you do have maybe a handful of people who are making their content, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not enough to like flood the
Justify doing
market.
it.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So hopefully, maybe more content creators like pop out of the woods and they're like, "Oh, hey, this is a game and it has like a good amount of content. Let's do it." Because
Fuck.
let's be real, how are you gonna like there isn't even really a super difficult boss to test builds on, right? Like test
Yeah.
different formations. So if we can't even have that, it's gonna be difficult to show it off. You know what I mean? But I'm 100% down for it. I love it. Like, hey, Shikikan Frontline, like, let's get it, boys. Like, woo,
Eh,
I like it.